Becca here. Welcome back to another episode on the Fast Five series, Meet Your Board, giving you the inside scoop on our incredible board members. Today, I have Rachael Goodwin, Community Services Director for the town of Fountain Hills and this year's APRA Vice President. Rachael, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Becca.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you got involved in Parks and Recreation and then what's led you to serving on the board.
I got involved in Parks and Rec many moons ago. I actually moved to a new town and was just sort of getting to know the town and the activities and things that it had. And I happened to go into the rec center and just as a resident and learn that they needed someone to run their front desk, and they were looking for someone. And I kind of had the right skill set. So I was like, oh, that'll be a good way to learn the community and get to know people. And sort of one thing led to another. And I went from the front desk to managing the front desk to programming and then into special events, and sort of snowballed from there. So it was unintentional, but it was probably one of the best decisions I unintentionally made. And then getting involved with APRA, sort of similar in that we moved to Arizona, and again, trying to get to know folks in the field and make connections to know what's going on here through the Parks and Rec world. APRA has really been the best resource to do that. Getting involved is the only way to get to know people and get to know folks, across your industry and across the state. So it was a great decision, again, to get into the field and then to further that connection through the state through APRA.
So fun to hear those snowball effects in Parks and Rec because everyone comes from different angles. So that's awesome. What is your most memorable moment with APRA?
I would have to say each of the conferences have a memorable moment, whether it's something fun and silly like the 80s night that was done in Phoenix a couple of years ago, or the opportunity to present. I've had the chance to present at a couple of the conferences. That's always a great feeling. So I guess my highlights are usually around the conference when we can all be together and celebrate the accomplishments and sort of reconnect and do all of those kind of on-site things. We had our virtual conference this year that was a little different, but I commend APRA and all those folks that made that happen because it goes a long way. It goes a long way to feeling connected to your peers that you might not see all the time.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely been a lot of moments with the conferences from our board members that we like to highlight. So always fun to hear. On to our next question. How has serving on the board impacted your professional career?
Like I mentioned, it has really engaged me in terms of the state and knowing, coming from outside of the area and coming into Arizona, Arizona is very different from the East Coast. The seasons are different. The programming is different. The way things are done is just different. And being able to lean on APRA members and their experience and their guidance to understand that and understand the resources that are available has been huge. It has allowed relationships to build both professionally and then true friendships to grow from that as well. So I would say it's irreplaceable in terms of building yourself as an individual, as a professional, and building those relationships that can open doors unexpectedly for you. And if nothing else, it gives you a chance to connect with others that speak your language, that get what you do and the work and the love and the passion you have for Parks and Recreation.
Love that answer. That connection is so strong between board members and just being involved. So I know you have a lot on your plate and always super busy. So in your free time, what are some activities that you enjoy most?
I tend to be at the ball field a lot on my days off. Even my days working, I'm at the ball field. But on my days off, I am too. Our family is very sports minded, so we tend to be playing sports and doing things like that. And then if we happen to have a weekend off, do a lot of hiking and obviously enjoying the weather that we have here. Hopefully getting up north when we can. As a lumberjack, as an NAU grad, I like getting back to Flagstaff and cooling off a little bit in the summer, or heading to some of the football games if we can sneak into a game or two. Again, hopefully next year we'll have better luck with that after COVID passes. But exploring the state has been a fun thing to do, just to check out different areas and see all of the fun personalities of Arizona.
There's so much to explore out here, and it's awesome to hear other people exploring those things and kind of getting out there and getting exercise and fresh air. So, as our listeners know, our last question is, what is one piece of advice you would give our members who may or may not know the professional or personal benefits of serving on the board or any committees?
One piece of advice I would say is just do it. Is just jump in. It can be intimidating on a number of levels. You say, "Oh, I have so much to do. I'm already really full. I have so much work to do." There's always work to do, no matter what you're doing. There's never a good time, um, and you may be intimidated that you don't know people or you don't know how it works. The best way to find out is to just jump in with both feet and figure it out as you go. Everyone is very willing to talk about it, to teach you, to help you understand. And who knows, maybe during that process, you might bring something to the table that hasn't been considered before, or a new way to do something that just improves the experience for those that are coming behind after you, or those that have are just as scared to be involved or just as intimidated. You can be that icebreaker and help bridge that gap. But I would say just jump in with both feet.
Yeah. I love that you say there's always a reason not to, but just go for it. So always needed advice. So thank you. And Rachel, thanks so much for telling us a little bit about you today. And we give you a virtual round of applause for serving on our board as our vice president during these times. So we're very thankful to have you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.